Ah, looks beautiful. The lighting is great on this video today. Reacting once again. We're going through the reactions. This is for Knot Nation. Now, I did make a new channel. It's called Knotlocs. Knotlocs. Since Knot Nation is more of like this sort of inside studio style over the years, I want to make Knotlocs more of an outdoorsy vlog, nature. Try not to keep the videos so studio-like. But anyways, I'm reacting here today to some locks on Instagram. I've been rocking a partial freeform type shit with my dreads. I started with back combing and palm rolling. Would love to know what you think about them. Much love. Yo, I think they look insane. Is that a ponytail or a natural selected Congo that's sticking up on your roof like that? I think they're really cool, man. I think they're gonna thicken up over time too, especially if you leave that one like that at the front. You're gonna get some mad Congos. Oh, I see that it is a Congo. Yeah, leave these to grow. I think these will do the same eventually. This hair at the front that's loose might take in over years, but most likely it won't. But some of it will take into other locks, especially as they Congo up. But that's the frizz, embracing the frizz right there. Damn. Yeah, those are nice. Keep those growing, man. I think that you're on a good track there. Yo, okay, here we go. Money Mitch the Third. Crazy dread fro, real Bob Marley like at this point. Real Bob Marley like. You can see that there is a lighter tone in the ends and on the outer side of his locks. Underneath the locks that don't see the light of day so much are still a darker tone. And that was 1 year, 3 months. Whoa, they're really copper. Is that a natural fade or has that been bleached a little bit? But regardless, I do think that this is a fantastic color. This is probably my favorite color and tone of locks. This is a very interesting lock here as well because it looks like it's been like crocheted differently than how these ones have come in naturally. And we can see here, kind of reveals itself that it looks like it's been bleached very lightly because the new growth is coming in much darker. And I feel like if someone is to do a bleach job, less is more. And this is the result of putting less bleach in your hair opposed to going like platinum blonde. We got some length happening here. Things are growing out. Looking a bit redder now. What's up with his lip? Little baby lock just coming out the front here. I feel like a lock like this would form from the frizzy hair that's loose. Lock's looking a lot redder now opposed to the bleach copper tone before. So I have a feeling he's been coloring his hair. Wick Nation. Yo, he's got some wicks getting put in. Cool. Now he's got them made pretty thick. Maybe less than 15 on his head, less than 10. Less than 15, between 10 and 15. It's tied up to the scalp. There is a lot of scalp showing on these parts. But I have a feeling that these will turn into really big, thick locks down the road. Those are fire. Jeez. Yo, his locks are crazy. What? That is insane. He's literally just got two big dread hands that have grown up and out, and a couple flats at the back. Jeez. So you can notice a couple things here. Tapered sides to give it a kind of neater look. No retwist or manipulation or crocheting or wicking down by the scalp. No rubber bands, no parting. He's got a fro sitting underneath these locks. Another thing I notice is that these two big Congos are different colors at the tips than the new growth. Jeez. That's wow. You know what? It must make sleeping a lot more comfortable with your hair up like that, because you're not really getting them down your back and tangling up as much. Look at this, 12 years later, from 170 twisted locks to 6 healthy locks. I wore 6 braids for a year, took them out, then crocheted. Been about a month now. Thanks for giving so much info. What? 170 down to 6? That's crazy. That's a lot of weight and length hanging around the head. 170 locks, they would have been so thin. So he wore them in a braid for a year and let them kind of mat together, and then use a crochet hook just to kind of seal the ends off. You know, that's crazy. So on his locks, you can still see the individual twisted or interlocks that he had before. So that will take a while for it to settle in and really shape up so you wouldn't see it. You might not ever see that disappear. You might always see the remnants of that scarring from joining them up like that, but he's feeling happier with his locks a lot thicker. Even the tips here, you can see they've been blunted. It's cool, man. Let's check this out. Happy hair dreadlocks. It's a loctician, YYC. YYC, isn't that Alberta? So, loctician in Alberta. Let's see the work that she's been doing. Okay. This guy showed up with some knotted dreads. These kind of look like Knotlocs, to be honest. And then they've been trimmed up here. So she took off the length on these ones. All right. Trimmed locks, still fit in a bun. That's a cool look. What? The dread bun? Okay. This is cool. So these look pretty free-formed to me. Messy bun. Or maybe not. Maybe these are crocheted / free-formed. So semi-freeform, because you can see the tips are very wispy, but all the locks are actually very cylindrical, and they have really even parting. She's actually taking the freeform locks and turning them into something like this. And this is actually very interesting, because we can see the difference. Like, let's look at the parting here, the sectioning. The sectioning here looks to be about 1/2 inch to 1 inch. It's round. And now we see scalp and bald spacing around that dreadlock, compared to the freeform side, where you only actually saw a little bit of scalp up here, but we actually see more scalp down here on the left now. Now also, the shape of this lock, you can see how a freeform lock wants to come in on its own. It will shrink up, and these kind of loops and kinks kind of act as like anchors and, you know, strengthening points of the lock that's going to be freeformed. Also, it helps create the uniqueness of the look and the aesthetic of the lock as well. Now, yes, it does have a lot of frizzy hair around it. Give it a lot of time and it will take in on itself. Maybe not to the point of where this lock has been taken in with the crochet, but it will take up itself. So now we see the difference between this unique look and shape almost is like a cloud. You can kind of look in this and see different figures. Like I see the number 3 here, you know, and then, or I see like a bird almost flying that way. Then now she's made it into this very cylindrical, very familiar looking lock. This is like the stereotypical dreadlock that someone will expect to see to appear neat. It's perfectly round. You know, there's very minimal frizzy hair sticking out, you know. So the question here is squiggles versus manicured. What's your preference? I like a bit of texture and squiggle in my lock, that's for sure. But more people will like the manicured look. Whoa, that's amazing. Look at that braid. That's a huge dread braid. I can imagine wearing a hairdo like this would be very limiting in what you can do with the movements of your head. Nonetheless, it does look amazing though, and it definitely turns heads. It will make people ask questions. So cool. And now I feel like if there wasn't maintenance done, this bald spot here, or this parting spot here, wouldn't really be noticeable from a distance. The dread pug. So what I'm finding very interesting on this page are the updos. I really like the length of a lot of these clients' dreadlocks, and I really love the buns that they're able to put their hair in. And this is a gorgeous silver lock bun, and I wish my hair to be this color one day, because this is a natural color that you couldn't even really replicate. You probably could with enough chemical processing agents, but this is a very natural look, and I think it tells like so many stories, and it's just so beautiful. And one more here, the most massive lock bun of them all. But you can tell that these locks have been very, very manicured now. You can see parting on the scalp. You can see how perfect and cylindrical these locks are. The tips are perfectly blunted to be round. You know, almost looking like her scalp is a little red from the work being done, the tightness of what's going on here. And you know, this is gonna be a pretty heavy bun at the end of the day. I do like the jingle bells that she's put in her hair. We know where she's at all times. You know, I love the aesthetic of this. I love the aesthetic, but I don't like the amount of money that would have had to been spent in this lady's dreadlock journey to achieve this. I mean, teach their own. Maybe some people have the money more than others, but here I like to promote the fact that it's not necessary to really have to pay to have dreadlocks that suit you well. With patience and time, anybody can achieve this. So that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll definitely see you guys next time. Peace out.